Alrighty, what is up, woodworkers, leatherworkers, DIYers, crafters, and makers of all sorts, shapes, sizes, makes, and models? Today I have kind of a fun project I'm going to be working on. It's kind of small, mostly going to be out of scrap leather. We're going to be making some, what's the word, hair slides, I think is the word. So I have patterns. They're on tracing film because we're going to be doing carving. I've got a Viking serpent, some Celtic knotwork, and an oak leaf that we're going to be doing. So that's what we're going to be working on. I think I'm going to use the oak leaf on this scrap of probably 4 ounce. This one's actually kind of old, so it's super patinaed already, and I really like the way it looks. But it's from the edge of the hide and super kind of wavy and uneven. And I think that'll look cool with the leaf design. And then for the other two, I'm going to be using scraps from this. This was going to be a journal cover for my sketchbook, but I ended up accidentally cutting it about an inch too short. Yeah, whoops. So I'm going to be using from over here for this whole side panel. So to start, well, let's just jump into it. Alrighty, so I'm going to start by casing my leather. I'm just soaking it with water with a sponge brush there. And then once it dries a little bit, I'm going to trace out my design from the tracing film with a stylus. I just bought that from Tandy Leather. I'll put a link down below. Now I'm going to use an Xacto knife to just rough cut the pieces. I'm not going all the way yet. Then I'm going to strop my swivel knife and start carving out my designs. Make sure I usually follow the rule of thumb to strop my swivel knife every time I set it down and pick it up. But you need to keep it sharp. It's okay if you don't do it that often. Now I've cut my leather to final size, and you might have to recase it at this point depending on how long you take. But I'm just using the stitching line tool to make a nice even border around the outside. This next part is the most tedious, but it really makes the look pop. I'm going in and beveling the outside edges of the Celtic knot and the inner border that I did with that stitching tool, as well as using a background stamp on the inside of that knot. I did basically the same thing for the carving on the serpent too. Next, I dyed the Viking serpent and Celtic knot pieces. It was really dark though, so I tried kind of scuffing it with a sanding pad to bring the highlights back out, but it didn't really work, so I just ended up painting what I wanted highlighted with silver acrylic craft paint from Joann's. Now for the oak leaf, I basically did the same thing. Wet my leather, trace it, cut it, carve it. But for some of the little inner bits of the kind of flares on the leaf, I did actually end up needing to use a round end punch, just because I couldn't really get them clean with my Xacto. So these, you can take these pretty much anywhere. You can make them any size, any shape. You can carve whatever you want on it. You can not carve it. You can stamp it. These were meant to be hair sliders, but if you have something smaller like the oak leaf and put long enough cord on the back, then you can turn it into like a bracelet maybe, or like an armband for maybe up here. All sorts of cool places. This is a great gift idea for like Mother's Day because that's coming up. So yeah, if you did enjoy the video, please leave a like down below. If you have any suggestions on other things I could have done with this project, other cool projects similar to this I could do, or if you have any questions on like what I use, all that sort of stuff, please leave me a comment down below. I'll do my best to put all the tools and materials in the description below. If I can't find a link to where you can get it, I'll at least have what it is so you can find it yourself. And yeah,